All right. Game 3, Gauntlet versus Pat. Oh, you got Starburst behind you. All right. So you're playing Space Marines. Take us through your list.
Yes. I've got
That's your army. That's it.
Yeah. At the moment, just Centurions, Tiggy, Thunderfire, Tax, Sterns and Pods, more pods to come.
Lots of Space Marines to come. And this is my. I gave him first turn and didn't choose to seize because I want to see him try and Alpha Strike this. There's my Flying Brood. Woot. Alright, so going into this game, I told Pat that I didn't think I was going to go for first place because getting that major loss in game 1 meant that I needed to, in essence, get 3 huge wins from now on. And I said to Pat, you know what, I want to test my army as if I was going first and you just seized the initiative on me. So we'll just get into the game here, and that's pretty much what happened here. I gave him first turn, but I set up as if I was going first turn, and I chose not to seize, and I just went, no, hit me. I want to see how much pain this army can survive with this type of deployment. So this would be like an aggressive, as opposed to full defensive, which you would, you'd make sure that you weren't in, 12 inches of anything that would be deep striking against this army, because he's got a deep strike army. Ultramarines, really cool army. I actually really enjoyed seeing how it interacted, like the multiple small units and things like that. But I wanted to test this army and just say, what happens if I set up aggressively and I get seized on? Because that can happen. And as it turns out, Stern Guard can hurt a lot with their 2+ poison at rapid fire. And he actually, Pat actually kills 2 of the Hive Tyrants straight up. One of them, the Warlord, as well. Really unfortunate. It doesn't matter if you've got 4+ invulnerable or 3+ armor save. When they're wounding on 2s, it doesn't make a difference. Also, down the bottom here, my Gene Stealer, the whole reason I infiltrated their game, I'm going first. I'm thinking I'm going first. I infiltrated him down there so I could pin the Thunderfire Cannon and then push up that way, as well as force him to try and deal with it by maybe throwing a drop pod down there, and hopefully I could survive for 1 turn, maybe 2, maybe the charge. Yeah, he's got a Sergeant down here, which I think out of 4 snapshots of his grenades, actually hit 3 of them, so 3 6s, and he actually killed the Broodlord on the charge with the grenade, the crack grenade. I'm doing pretty good in the middle. I kill all but a few of the Stern Guard, or they're completely locked in combat and blinded forever. Nice vector strikes. I kill one of the drop pods. I do get into combat with his Centurion Star with Tigris. Tigris, however you pronounce it, and I'm causing a lot of pain. But even with shadows, Tigris still casts on I think he gets a 7, which he needs a 7, and he teleports out of combat with the Warp Gate, and just shoots the absolute crap out of my last Hive Tyrant. Now, unlike Nick in game 1, I failed my grounding test on the very first try. And so the Centurions just eat him up. Let me think. So right now, I'm just going for the draw. At this point, I'm realizing, yeah, the win's not going to happen. Let's go for the draw. Kill one of the heavy sports, so the Thunderfire Cannon, get a point there, because I think we're playing big guns. You can see what the game is. Contest objectives, so my Harpy flies down here, standing on top of the objective. Doing some charges here. I think I made a little mistake here. I did a multi-assault when I should have just done a assault and locked up 1 unit or killed 1 unit rather than try and do a multi-assault, kill a few guys. When the Space Marines, they can hit back, and they can actually hit back and hurt. And when you don't have any synapse, and this is the little thing that when I said I think I made a mistake, I know I made a mistake because my synapse died. These gargoyles don't actually cause enough damage. They lose combat, and so they run. I do get some good recycles from the gargoyles, and one of the objectives down here on the bottom, center bottom here, is within run range of my gargoyles, so I can fly up and run into range and contest and cap it. As well as the objectives on. I've got one objective underneath the sky shield and another objective here behind this hill. So I've got 3 objectives kind of in capping range of my gargoyles, which is great. Or my big guns, which is my Bible, as he's pushing out now. But I got no Synapse, or the Synapse, I think they just died then. It was the last of the warriors, the Synapse at the back. Pat, he's played Tyranids before and he plays against them, so he knows kill Synapse, win. Simple as that. And that still holds true. So we're going for, this is game turn 5. I play for game turn 5. He plays for, so he went. It's going to be my game turn 5. I'm going to run on, cap that objective down the bottom here, cap the middle objective, cap my back objective. So I'll have 3 to his 2, but he'll have Warlord, Lionbreaker, and First Blood. So I think we'll go for a draw. I think that's a draw there, if it ends on turn 5. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So I went for the draw on turn 5. If I had pulled it off, I would have been very happy with myself, because I did worst case scenario, as in I did aggressive deployment purely based on him seizing. Giving him the first of saying, this is what's happened. You've seized, I want to see what happens. And I could still draw from that. So that made me a bit happier. Unfortunately, major loss, because it went to turn 6 and that was it. So, but really, really fun game. Every time I play Pat, I always have a blast.